Rebecca, I do have to ask, since I have you here and I write for Variety, have you shot any of Avengers Doomsday yet?
Yes. Yeah, you got it. Okay, thanks.
You guys ready? Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the Variety Studio.
Hello.
Hi, Jarvis.
Hi.
That's not going to make any sense to people watching. So you guys just screened what I believe is like next week's episode, which is a big murder mystery. And I want to start with Paul, because you dove headfirst into like all of the William Shatnerisms that you could possibly fit into it. How did you build that? Like, what were you doing to find your inner Shatner?
Well, it was that, but with a twist, right? It was the character is an actor in 1960s Hollywood who's totally sort of has a huge ego. He's its own. His name's Maxwell Saint.
Are you walking it back? You're walking it back.
No, I'm not walking it back. I'm just saying it was a combination of a fictional character named Maxwell Saint, and then I wanted to throw in some Shatnerisms for the people, wink to the audience, but I also kind of created my own twist on it. So it's sort of like a combination of both Maxwell Saint and a little bit of a nod to, of course, TOS.
I think you called it Shatnering before, which I loved.
Shatnerisms. It's a new verb. Yeah.
To shat.
Adjective. Right.
Shatnerism?
How did you judge just how long of a pause to be taking between?
Jonathan Frakes and I, the director, Jonathan Frakes and I, we did, a series of takes, and I would sort of, run off set and be like, was that too much or was that too late? He's like, no, go, give me more. And we did a bunch of different, variations. And then these two, Akiva and Henry, picked the ones that they liked the best. And I didn't get any calls that it was, too much.
No reshoots?
Yeah, no reshoots.
It's delightful.
What is the Frakes experience? He's,
my God.
He's
He's a
Star Trek
sunbeam.
icon.
It's amazing.
He's been doing it for forever. So what is the Frakes experience?
I mean, he's very good at he wants to be in on the action, like to the point where he's hiding behind plants in the shot and whispering directions to us. He's in our eye. Like he lights up everyone's day when you walk into work. It's like working with Frakes is just a complete joy.
He's singing.
Yeah.
He's also like wonderfully self-deprecating, and not in a sense that he's like tearing himself down, but he's just like, I don't know, what do you think? Like, what should we do here?
Right.
It's very collaborative.
Forget about what I said. That was silly.
He's got very, very good ideas, and because he's an actor, he loves to be right there on set with the actors and not necessarily over in Video Village. And he likes to start the day in the hair makeup trailer because that's what he's always done as an actor. He just wants to be with the actors.
Yeah, he's a total sunbeam of a
Yeah,
person.
and this episode was very sort of heavy on kind of like bringing our own spin on what we were doing. So he wanted us to improv. He wanted us to have fun. It was like the blooper reel at the end of some of it was scripted, but a lot of it was just like us having fun on the day with Frakes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
This episode also brings Spock and La'an's relationship to a new level. Ethan and Christina, what was your first reaction to that storyline?
I was shocked.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
I was like, what? They're putting La'an and Spock together? Because I thought this would continue.
I know. I was very upset when I read that.
I felt your
What am I, chopped liver? Not cool.
But it was perfect because especially with all the dancing that we do throughout, you haven't seen it all yet, but like with all the dancing we do, like he's the perfect dance partner, like Ethan, because he's so strong and
thanks.
you are, and I trust him as a castmate. So all of that was incredible to learn new Latin routines and styles and ballroom. We did waltz.
And it makes a lot of sense on some level because they're both sort of the most restrained.
Yes.
And they're hiding a lot of shame and inner turmoil. Mm-hmm. And so on paper, it kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it was still such a shock, yeah.
Yeah.
In my understanding, Christina, you've been dancing since you were a little kid.
Yeah.
Ethan, what was your dance experience before diving into all of this?
Like none. No, I did a tiny bit. I did a tiny bit in university, but I mean, not like Christina Chong.
And so what was the prep like for you?
Just panic. We did a lot of hours. I think we counted 74 hours of extra rehearsal. And
weekends.
the real difficulty lied in performing those lines while we were dancing. Because if just doing the Argentinian tango routines that we did is difficult on its own, but then to combine sort of Spockian techno monologues along with it was an incredible challenge. So, thank
And
you.
to
I
match
guess.
it from shot and to match it from shot to shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got to be timed out perfectly and to the music and
But still feel organic.
yeah, and still feel spontaneous. So that was an incredible challenge.
Jess, how does Nurse Chapel feel about her one-time boyfriend romancing a colleague?
How does she feel? We've never dove into that.
You know, I think the divergence of Chapel and Spock's romantic relationship, like the splitting of that, I think Chapel is pretty at peace with it. I think that she understands that, like, although you can really love someone, sometimes your paths just do not align, and she is at peace with that when she goes away for the fellowship. I think that it's always going to be strange to see your ex-lover with someone new, especially when you like work with them. But I think that she understands that this is probably better. You know, they're like more of a.
And she moves on pretty quickly.
Yeah, she's distracted.
She's got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Rebecca, this show has done all manner of genres. You've got musical, horror, courtroom drama. How have you maintained Una's consistency as a character throughout all of these sort of wild swings of?
Well, I think the adjustment comes within each genre flip, but the core performance is who you are on the bridge. You know, who you are before the mission and before we go into whatever strange new world we end up in. So I think you maintain who that character is on the bridge and who they are professionally, and then the adjustment happens within the genre shift.
Akiva, last year when I visited the set, you briefly mentioned, could Star Trek do Muppets? Sure, they could do Muppets. And then today you announced that in season 4 you're doing Muppets. Did you know in that moment that you were going to be doing Muppets when you said that to me?
I did. I mean, I hoped we would. You know, I mean, it's, you know, like the musical, I have these huge ideas that Henry knows how to do. Because I have no idea how to do a musical or no idea how to do Muppets. So, but you know, he's done all of those things before. So we were already on the runway for Muppets. It wasn't, you know, we were talking to Henson and trying to figure it out. But yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Were we told to not say Muppets? Were we told to say
Puppets.
Puppets?
I say Muppets.
Okay, if
I
you say
say
Muppets,
Muppets.
I'm saying
Different,
Muppets.
yeah.
Yeah, we keep getting mixed.
Well, because technically, but it's Henson.
Yeah, right.
Henry, when Akiva comes into your office and says, I'm thinking we're going to do puppets, how do you decide how that you're going to make that feel like Star Trek?
I mean, it's funny because that's not usually how I remember it going down. But usually it's. I think we want to make it as funny and ridiculous as possible, but also have like a core emotional story that comes out. I mean, I kind of feel like you get 3 acts of jokes and 2 acts of emotion at least by the end of most of our episodes. And part of that was, how do we do what has to feel like a classical Star Trek episode that has elements of Star Trek in a way that people have never seen before? Mm-hmm. And that's really the core of it. I mean, that's how we approached the musical. We were looking at it like, one, we can't do this badly. We have to do this well, and we have to take the time and effort to put in all of that. And how do we make it feel like a Star Trek episode? We approached the puppets exactly the same way.
Okay.
You two are really good at that.
Yeah, you guys are really good at it.
We were saying upstairs a little bit, Adam, that a lot of our shows are like wedding toast. You know, we go in light, and then we try to come around at the end and give you emotion. And so sometimes
I used to say it was 3 jokes and an awe.
yeah.
Is there any other genres you could tease for what's coming up on season 3?
There are a few. I mean, I don't want to reveal it because some of it will spoil how you approach it. But there's definitely some genres that have not been done on Star Trek before that we go into in season 3, and there's even more of them in season 4.
There's a lot in season.
There's a lot.
Almost every episode.
We'll revisit that.
And it's interesting that season 3, which was sort of released to the press in 2 bunches, most frivolity is in the front half. And we take a different turn in the back half of the season.
How far along with you? You mentioned at the panel today about the possibility of continuing doing the Enterprise story past the end of Strange New Worlds. How far along with you are you in sort of figuring out what that would look like? Are you going to, tell stories that haven't been told before, recreate existing episodes? How are you thinking about that?
So let me just be very clear. It doesn't exist, right? It's an aspiration. It's a hope on our part to be able to continue telling stories that would kiss the end of Strange New Worlds. But Strange New Worlds ends on Jim Kirk's first day of work as captain of the Enterprise. And as you know, if we call Where No Man Has Gone Before the second pilot, there's space and time and relationships and crew that exist that have been untold, the untold stories of Kirk's Enterprise. So that's where we would love to situate the show, not really trying to drive into the continuity that we've seen, but in that gap between.
Got it.
Our approach to that, like Star Trek, is full of hope.
Yeah, nice.
Rebecca, I do have to ask, since I have you here and I write for Variety, have you shot any of Avengers Doomsday yet?
Yes.
Were you surprised to get the call to come back?
Very surprised. Yes. And thrilled.
And thrilled.
Yeah.
And is that about as much as you could say?
It was it's been very surreal. I really just can't talk about it. Sorry. But I'd love to. But yeah, it's been very surreal and extremely fun to be with my old cast and a new cast. Currently in production.
Are you going back, or you still have more to shoot?
I cannot say.
Okay. You guys are going to be shooting, I believe, the final season in a few months, is my understanding. What's something, not to put you in a nostalgic frame of mind, but I'm going to do that. What is something about the show that you're going to miss the most?
Just going to set and working with cast and crew that you've known for 5 years, and there's such a shorthand with our wardrobe people and makeup and everyone, just the familiar faces, and it's been our life for just so long. And that's, for me, it'd be the people.
It's the crew.
The crew. Our crew is amazing.
So beautiful. We have the most beautiful crew. I think that I'm never going to forget that.
I'll miss the material. Our writing is the writing that is so good.
For me, I'll really miss waking up at 3 a.m. on Monday and really complicated arrangements of words.
72 hours of dance rehearsal.
Yeah.
74.
4 layers of Spanx.
4 layers of Spanx, yeah. All the shapewear.
Adam, in a way that I think we'll probably talk about one day later on, but season 5 was not a given. And it was an act of love and sacrifice and contribution and collaboration on the part of everybody you see here in a way that I have never in my life experienced before. And I have never experienced a cast like this. And I'm old as fuck. But these people are so talented, so game, and they're the show. We're kind of just there going, hey, now try that.
Henry, how about you?
There's kind of too many things to point at, but if I had to point at one, the thing that has been the most fun on this show was trying to come up with something new for the cast to try in every episode. I grew up watching TV and going to the movies. That was a big part of my childhood, and it became the literal part of this job. You go into this as a viewer, and you try to approach it as a viewer, and how do I react as a viewer? And so part of it is just what if we try this movie we haven't seen? And what if you guys bring something to it that surprises us? And I've found that when you hand things off to people who are talented and smart and kind, they tend to bring it back to you in an incredible way. And that's the part that I like the most about the show.
Guys, that's a great note to end on. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.